Hello students, today we will be discussing on equilibrium of a firm and industry. Before we start this, I would like you to know and understand the difference between a firm and an industry. A firm is one single producing unit. An industry is a collection of all the firms. That is why it is termed as the whole industry. For example, let's take the example of any toothpaste or automobiles. Like in case of toothpaste, if we take this example, we have Colgate, we have Close-Up, we have Pepsodent, this sensitive, Colgate Sensitive, Sensodyne. There are so many toothpastes which are available in the market. So each of them is a single producing unit and it is known as the firm. If we take all the firms which are operating in the industry, collectively they all are together known as the toothpaste industry. So that is the difference between a firm and industry. Firm is individual producing unit and industry is collection of all the firms. Now when we are to discuss equilibrium of a firm and industry, this is also known as how to determine price and output in different market forms. Now for example, under this we will first be taking the case of perfect competition. Perfect competition. Now in case of perfect competition, if we have to consider the equilibrium for the firm and the industry, we have to consider two aspects. One is the short run period and second is the long run period. Short run means that period where some of our factors of production are fixed and some are variable. In case of long run, all the factors of production become variable. So please understand that in economics, short run and long run have a different meaning than what is being used in the general terminology. Short run is the period where factors of production some of them will remain fixed and some will be variable. But in the long run, all the factors of production will become variable. Now, if we have to understand first the concept of equilibrium, in the last lectures on cost and revenue, we had discussed about costs, marginal cost, average cost, total cost, all short run cost and long term costs. So we have to revise those lessons, then we will be able to understand these concepts. Now equilibrium will mean generally a condition where the marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue. If you remember, in the cost concepts we had considered under different market forms. In perfect competition, on this side if we take the price, on x-axis we take the output, and suppose this is perfect competition, this is our marginal revenue curve, a straight line parallel to the x-axis and marginal revenue equal to the average revenue, which is equal to the price in case of perfect competition. So where the MC will cut MR, that will become the equilibrium point. Now if we consider the marginal cost curve is U-shaped. So if we take a U-shaped marginal cost curve, so the point where MC is equal to MR will be the equilibrium point. So from this graph we see that there are 2 points here, point A and point B, where MC is equal to MR. Now the point to be noted here is that in case of equilibrium, in this case we are seeing 2 points, but whether we consider A point or the B point is what we need to understand. Now there are 2 points. Point A may, what is happening, marginal cost is coming down. So marginal cost, once it crosses point A, it is still coming down. So that means the person has still, as he goes on increasing his output, his cost is reducing. So no rational producer will stop or level the production at that point. He will continue the production and reach the benefit of this point. the lowest point of marginal cost. That is where his scale of operations will change. So when the cost is keeping on decreasing, and then after a point, because of increasing law of variable proportions, then the cost starts rising. So that is the point again when it touches the MR cost. So equilibrium point becomes where MC is equal to MR and MC cuts MR from below, not from above, because in this case point A the cost is coming down. If we consider MC cuts MR from below, this is the point where it is cutting the MR from below point. So this is the point which we need to consider. So equilibrium, the point where marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue and marginal cost cuts the marginal revenue from below. So please remember these 2 points, these are very important, and these will be used again and again under different market forms also. So this relationship between MC and MR will remain the same. The MC cuts MR from below, and in this case actually this is MC will cut MR from below, or if you remember our cost sessions, the AC cuts AR from below. This is actually the average revenue, average cost curve. The marginal is derived from this, and this MR is a derivation of the demand curve. So that is why under perfect competition demand is perfectly elastic. That is why the MR curve is also a straight line which is parallel to the x-axis. Now let us discuss the point where a firm is making profits. Generally we will say that where the total revenue exceeds the total cost, that is the point of profit. But in this case, these points can be many different points. So which point is actually the point where the profit is maximum? That is what we need to consider. Let's take an example. We take the cost on this side, output on x-axis. Our cost this is total revenue, this is total cost curve. Now at which points these will be the maximum? The profit is this whole area, but maximum profit is the area where the distance between the total revenue and total cost is the highest. Total revenue is at this point, total cost is at this point. At this point so the difference between these two becomes your profit. So the maximum difference between total revenue and total cost is the area which will give the maximum profits. So this is what we need to consider. Now this is taking the total cost and total revenue approach. There is another approach which is the AR approach. In this case, AR, when it is equal to AC, average revenue is equal to average cost. This is the case we term it as normal profit. And if you remember from the last sessions, normal profit means the implicit cost, explicit cost plus a portion of normal profit is equal to economic profit. So normal profit includes a portion of the normal profit, the economic profit includes the portion of normal profit. Normal profit is generally what we will minimum expect from a business by doing that business. If we are not even getting a normal profit in business, then it does not make sense for us to continue the business. It's better to keep the funds away, stacked up in a bank, and earn some interest on it. So where AR is equal to average cost, average revenue is equal to average cost, that is the point of normal profit. And in case your average revenue is greater than average cost, now here the revenue is greater than the cost. This is the point which we term as supernormal profit. Supernormal profit is what we are getting over and above the portion of normal profit. So supernormal profit where average revenue is greater than the average cost. And third case where we have at times the average revenue may be less than average cost. So this is the point which will be incurring the losses. So where average revenue is less than average cost, that is the point of losses. Where average revenue is equal to average cost, that is the point of normal profit. And where average revenue exceeds the average cost, that is the point where the firm is earning supernormal profits. I am again repeating one point, that all these costs are variable in the short run, and in this case right now we are only considering the short term. So I am just removing this long term from here and we will only consider the short term for the time being. We will go into long term a little later. Now coming back, since you have understood equilibrium, you have understood firm and industry, you have understood the points of equilibrium, you have also understood the different profits. Now let us find the equilibrium point or the price determination in case of the first form of market, which is perfect competition. Now under perfect competition in the short run, let's take on y axis the price and on the x axis we take the output. And as we know, MR curve is equal to AR curve, which is equal to the price in case of perfect competition. Now we know that equilibrium point will be where MC is equal to MR, okay. And if we are considering, suppose in this case we only want to consider the case of normal profit. Normal profit we will get where AC is equal to AR. Now we have made the AR curve, which is the same as MR curve, and the price in case of perfect competition. Now we make the AC curve. The shape of AC curve is U shaped. We have to make normal profit, means our AC is equal to AR. So the shape of AC curve will be like this. It will come down, touch this line and move back again. This is the point where AC is equal to AR. This is also the point where MC will be equal to MR. So the relationship between AC and MC, when AC is falling, MC is below it. When AC is rising, MC is above it, and it will cut it from its lowest point. So when we have to make a marginal cost curve, MC curve, we make it like this. So this is the point where our AC is equal to AR, our MC is equal to MR, and these all are equal. All the four are equal in case of perfect competition, and this is the price at which it is determined, and this is the quantity which is determined, and this whole area is the profit area. So MC is equal to MR, equilibrium point. The equilibrium point is here, and AC is equal to AR is the point where the firm is earning no profit, no loss. It's just surviving. So that where these all four meet, the price at this point is the price level which is determined, and this is the quantity which is determined at this point of time. So in perfect competition, in short run, our first case of normal profit is depicted by this graph. Now let us go to the second aspect of it, where we consider abnormal profit, or what we call it as supernormal profit. Equilibrium point remains the same, MC is equal to MR. The maximum profit point is where the AR is greater than AC, and if in the short run we have to earn this is maximum profit, or what we term it as supernormal profit. Supernormal profit, AR is greater than AC. Now in perfect competition, again we make the straight line. MR is equal to AR is equal to the price. Now here we see AR is greater than AC. That means AC is lesser than AR. So if it is lesser, the AC curves is made like this. AC. Again MC curve, the relationship between AC MC remains the same. This is the MC curve. AC is falling, MC is below it, AC is rising, MC is above it. The point where MC and MR meet, this is the point of equilibrium. Now from this point we drop a straight line parallel to the y-axis, and this determines our quantity at this point. Now at the point where this perpendicular touches the AC curve, we draw a line parallel to x-axis. Now the original was price P, what we have derived is P1 at this point. Where it touches this perpendicular, where it touches AC, we draw a line which is parallel to the x-axis. Now this portion of the profit, this whole is profit, but this portion of the profit is what is termed as supernormal profits or abnormal profits, as we say that, because in this case you see the revenue is here but the cost is low. So this extra amount that a firm is earning is supernormal profit. Okay, now what you need to understand is that in case of perfect competition, generally if this is the scenario, no firm will be earning supernormal profit in perfect competition. I'll give you an example. Suppose a firm wants to earn supernormal profit. It reduces the price of its products. What happens is, since the product is homogeneous, if this person reduces the price, the other producers also start reducing the price. So it leads to cutthroat competition and everyone will then reduce its price. When everyone starts reducing the price, in that case the super part of the profit gets wiped away. So everyone will then be earning only normal profits, or some might even be incurring losses because they may not be able to sustain themselves in that scenario. So the firms need to understand that in the perfect competition, which is a situation that we have imagined, is where our we cannot earn supernormal profits in the short period, because if we do that, the other producers will also follow suit and then ultimately nobody will be gaining anything. So it is better that we stay at the level where AC is equal to AR, like in the previously we had discussed. So in the short period there might be a supernormal profit for a very slight period, but then ultimately it will only be normal profits which all the firms will be getting. Now coming back to our third part, we discussed about normal profit, we discussed about supernormal profit. Now we'll take the case of losses. Now in this case, here we have output, this is our price, and in case of losses, equilibrium point remains the same, which is MC is equal to MR. Losses we will incur where losses will be incurred where AR is less than AC. Average revenue is less than AC. This is the AR, MR and the price line parallel to the x-axis as explained before. Now AC in this case is greater than average revenue. The cost is higher than the revenue. So the cost is higher means the curve will be made somewhere like this. So this is the average cost curve. Now relationship between AC MC remains the same. This is the marginal cost curve. Where the MC cuts MR, this is the point of equilibrium. Now from this point, make a straight line which goes up to the AC curve. So here at the equilibrium point is the price level which is determined, where this perpendicular cuts the AC, the point where it touches the AC, we find the different price P1, and this portion is what is termed as losses. So all this is profit, but this portion is loss. Profit is this side. So this is normal profit, but the firm is incurring losses because revenue is at this level, the cost has gone up. So the gap between these two is the point of losses, and no firm in perfect competition will like to incur losses. So it will be better for that firm to exit from the business. So they may close down the business, and since under perfect competition it is free entry and exit of firms, the firms may exit from the market if they are not able to sustain themselves. So these three cases are there in case of short run or in perfect competition: normal profits, supernormal profits, and third is losses. So the relationships between the costs and revenues will remain the same. What you need to understand is the behavior of the ARMR costs. I hope everyone is clear on this before I move ahead. Now let us consider perfect competition in case of long run. As I explained to you that in the long period, the supernormal portion of the profit gets wiped away in the long period. Let me explain this to you with the help of an example. Let's take just around 15-18 years back. There were hardly any mobiles in existence. Maybe one or two companies were operating at that time. I remember our times, the first mobile which was there was Escorts. It was quite a heavy phone, and if I tell you the rate per minute at that point of time, it was 6 rupees per minute call, and not many people used to have that mobile, and whoever had it used to flaunt it, but it was a very heavy device. So that was the kind of thing. Now suppose this is the whole market of mobiles at 15, let's take 15 years ago. Maybe there were 3 players in the market, A, B and C. They would be earning a certain amount of profits by having this market share. Let's say all of them has 1/3. Each of them has 1/3 of the market share. Now today if we see, how many companies do we have in the mobile space? 10, 12, 15, so many, and every day some new company is coming. So maybe let's take A, B, C, D, E, F. Let's suppose there are 6 companies. Now what happens? Earlier the market share was being taken by 3 companies only. The market share obviously is lesser 15 years ago because the market was not so vast, it was not expanded. But the profit share was distributed among these 3 firms only. Now the market share has increased, but the share of individual firms is not the same. It has come down because of the existence of more firms in the market. So whenever there are more firms in the market, it kind of erases the super part of the profits from the existent firms. So everyone will ultimately be earning almost the same. Profitability will be the same in most of the cases. So if we see the case of A, from 1/3 it has reduced, B again 1/3 too, it has come down, C again has come down. So all these firms had to forego a part of their profits in the long period to sustain themselves in the market, because maybe new firms have brought out new features, new innovations in the mobiles. So people don't want to buy from ABC, they might want to buy it from maybe some other companies. So all that factors we need to understand, and let's assume that ABC is also trying to compete in the market and stay in the market, and it is also doing some innovations with their products, and still it is able to sustain themselves. But the market share for these firms is lesser, it will come down. So in the long period, any firm will be operating only at the level of AC is equal to AR, the normal profit scenario only, because no seller and no buyer has that kind of say in the market to influence the price of the product or the supply. Because the product is homogeneous and perfect competition, thus buyers don't worry whether they buy from A, B or C, the product is the same. So it does not make sense for any supplier to reduce the price or to increase the price. So they will be able to sell whatever is available in the current price only, and in the long period they will all be earning only the normal portion of the profits. So supernormal part of the profits will be wiped off in the long period. So there are three cases: perfect competition, normal profit, supernormal profits, and there may be a case of loss. But generally in the long period it is only the normal profit which is there to be considered in case of perfect competition. Hello students, let us now move on to discuss the equilibrium of firm and industry in case of imperfect competition. Now imperfect competition could be the case of monopoly or it could be monopolistic competition. Monopoly means single seller and monopolistic means many buyers, many sellers, and the sellers are selling differentiated products. They are similar but the products are differentiated according to a certain characteristic in the product. For example, a normal soaps are there. Some let's say suppose Dove is there as a soap. The company says it has more moisturizing cream. Lux says it has more milk cream. So the products are differentiated, although there may not be much difference among the price of the product, but they are differentiated, and because of that differentiation the sellers may take a slight premium on the price. So that is the case in real life, which is the monopolistic competition, where there are many buyers and sellers, and to some extent maybe some of them may be able to influence the price in the market. So imperfect competition in case of monopoly, where we have a single seller means he is the authority, he has full control over the price and the output of the whatever he is producing. So has full control over the quantity and the price. So he is the price maker in the market. In case of perfect competition that we discussed in the last session, perfect competition may the seller is the price taker. Whatever price is being offered in the market, they have to take it, because there are so many sellers in the market. If he doesn't agree, the others will reduce their price and then it will lead to cutthroat competition. But in case of monopoly, since there is a single seller, he has full control over the price and the quantity. And in real life we have monopolistic, where we have many buyers and many sellers. Now coming back, let's take the first case. Our equilibrium point remains the same, MC is equal to MR. Now let's take the first case where we are earning normal profit. Normal profit means AC is equal to AR. Now please observe here what is important. We know that our AR curve is a derivation of the demand curve. Y side we have the price, X side we have the output. Let's suppose take the case of monopolistic. Under monopolistic, the demand curve is flatter, more flatter than in case of monopoly. So our AR curve is something like this. This is AR curve, and MR curve is below it. It comes like that. The rate of fall of MR is twice as the rate of fall of AR. This is the relationship that we had discussed, and AC is equal to AR is the point of our normal profit. So AC curve, we all understand it is U-shaped. So this is AC curve, U-shaped. MC will cut AC from its lowest point. So here it is MC. Where MC cuts MR, this is the point of equilibrium. And this is the quantity and this is the price. Actually these should come in the same line. I am not able to draw it properly. Let me just see. This is the MC and it is cutting and it is a straight line. So we put it here. So here we have MC is equal to MR, which is equal to AR, which is equal to AC. This is the point where we will be earning normal profits. So where these all meet, we draw a line parallel to x-axis, which is the price, and the quantity is defined here. So the relationships remain the same in case of perfect competition. It's the same relationship under monopoly or monopolistic, but the curve AR and MR curve shapes are different. AR is flatter, MR is flatter. Rate of slope of MR is twice as that of AR. So this is the point where all four are equal. So this becomes our equilibrium point, and this is also the point of profits. So we will be earning this whole block is of normal profits. So this is what we will be earning normal profits in case of a monopoly or monopolistic and in short run. These are all short run. Second case that we have here is where we will be earning supernormal profits. Supernormal profit is where your AR is greater than AC. Now if we have to draw this again, the side price, y-axis output, we have the AR curve, we have the AC MR curve, and AC, since it is less than AR, so it will be something like this. This will be AC curve and MC-AR relationship remains the same. Now where MC touches MR, here is MC which touches MR, this is the point of equilibrium. So you draw a line parallel to y-axis and take it up till the AR curve. So this is the quantity which is determined at this point. Where it touches the AC from the point of equilibrium, this is the price, and where it touches AR, this is the price 1. So this whole portion is your supernormal profit. Where AC is less, MR is more, so the difference between these two is the point of supernormal profit. AC greater than AC is less than AR, this is the portion of supernormal profit. Cost is here, revenue is here, the difference between AC and AR on this is the supernormal part of the profits. And third case, if we have to take this, third case is where we will be incurring some losses. Now in this case, again AR is coming down, MR is below it, and AC is above the AR curve. That means revenue is here, cost is here, and MC curve cuts AC from below. This is the from the lowest point. So this is MC curve. So where MC cuts MR, this is the equilibrium point, and from here you derive the price, from here you derive the quantity Q, and we take it above till AR and we take it till AC. So where it touches AR and AC, this is P1, P2. So this portion is the loss portion, because in this case the revenue is at this level but the cost is at a higher level. So the difference between these two is the loss portion. So here is the loss portion. Now this is in